Hello guys, welcome. My name is Shuri and today is actually the third year that I'm a speedrunner. I got my first PB 3 years ago on this exact date. And yeah, I've learned a lot in these 3 years. So actually I want to talk about it. So like I said, I speedrun already for 3 years. I speedrun on different systems. Think about NES, SNES, Xbox, etc. So I have a pretty broad idea of how speedrunning is, and of course I have my own opinions about it. So let's get started with this list. This is in no particular order. These are just 5 tips that I would just want to give to you guys. There's no like one better than the other. That's all about how you perceive things. So keep that in mind. My first tip is actually that resetting a lot does not actually make your skill better, you know. At the start when I was speedrunning, I was always thinking like, if I'm behind, no matter how much I have to reset, I'm losing the time on stuff that I should not lose any time on. And of course there are points that you want to reset after, like if you lose too much time or you get too frustrated with it. Sometimes it's better to, in my opinion, just throw a run away if you get too frustrated with it and just start afresh. But of course this also depends on how long the run itself is. If you have a run of a few hours, that's going to be a little bit harder to, of course, to make that decision to reset. For instance, I speedrun Asian Cave 100%. I'm not going to reset when that happens because I normally have time for one of those runs, you know. But when I'm playing games like Ninja Gaiden, then I actually really like to reset a little bit more often, especially if I'm just frustrated. And the reason I say this is because that is also my next point. I'm not too bad at Ninja Gaiden, but I see that my skill level right now at the final 2 stages, Act 5 and Act 6, is not good. And that's because at the start of my, I would like say, speedrunning career, I do not like to use those words, but I have no other words for saying something like this. I can see now how much it hurts in the long run. And of course, we will all want to be ASAP, we want to improve ASAP. But sometimes you have to think about, okay, in the long run, if I keep on going and keep understanding the levels better at the later stages, then it will actually benefit you in the long run. So sometimes it's good to do no reset runs or just accept that you will not be in this one and just go further. Of course, for longer runs it's a little bit easier because more time that you have to put aside to actually do that run. But actually, I also think that for short runs this is very beneficial, with the exception if you run a game like Spot, which is like 16 seconds. The second tip might actually be a controversial one, but I really truly believe this in myself, and that is that world records do not matter. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to say that world records are not impressive or that people who have a world record do not deserve them, but the thing is that a lot of people, especially new runners, are super fixated on world records. They want to be immediately the best and get a lot of world records on their name. And the thing is, for the world records that are truly impressive, those runners put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of blood, sweat and tears. And that is something you as a new speedrunner have to understand. If you know that, then also your expectations will be lower and you will be much happier when you speedrun, at least in my opinion. If you truly always try to go for world records, with the exception of course if you are on world record skill level. For instance, people like Tusnack, Arcus, Void, those are all people who are very good at their speed games. They know what they do. That is also why they can reset a lot, because they already have the knowledge, they already have the skill. They just have to put everything good together before they can just move on. And that is something that a lot of new runners do not really understand or want to accept. But the thing is, if you are not fixated on world records, I will truly believe that you will feel so much better when you are actually speedrunning, because you're not that fixated on the time itself, but you're more fixated on yourself. And that is the thing. You do not want to like bob people. You just want to beat yourself time after time. Because even if you get at the top, then with a finite mindset you have no one to beat anymore. Like, it's done. But if you have a mindset of, okay, can I improve this myself? And the answer is yes, then you can still go. And that is your motivation to go further. And not because you want to bob someone, but because you want to get better yourself. And that is in my opinion, a very strong mindset to have when it comes to speedrunning. Number 3, and that is a very hard one for myself because I am someone who gets frustrated in speedrunning a lot. Not like on a point that I am like throwing with stuff or whatever. But the thing is that tilting makes you not play as well. If you're constantly in a negative mindset and not thinking about the run itself, but more like, oh shit, I could have done X or Y better, then you're not fully focusing on the run anymore, but you're focusing on what you did wrong before. And if you can distance yourself from that, then that can very much help you. And in a future video, I want to talk more about how I am able to, normally speaking, do not tilt anymore and get a lot better about that. And if you want to see that, please let me know in the comments, because I'm actually curious if you guys are also kind of wanting that video. But before I digress, a good example for this is, for me at least, is ESA 2019 when I was racing Ninja Gaiden against Dexter and Dogfist, and I was constantly trying to improve myself and get better at small little things, so I would have like the higher ground. I will be better and faster than them during the race. And I got so fixated, even during the event I was practicing with earbuds on. I wanted to be like completely focused on Ninja Gaiden. Because of that, I was constantly tilting, and even during the race, of course people say it isn't, but it felt that I cut myself short and was not playing as well as I should have. And that was all because I was like constantly in my head like, shit, this went wrong, that went wrong, and that truly screwed over everything. So even with marathons, try to keep your cool. It is tough, but I truly believe that if you are like, keep your calm and not like, and try to not get too much in your head, because then normally speaking will go pretty well. In my experience at least. Number 4 sounds very contradicting, but it is very easy, and that is taking breaks from a speed game is super important. Like I said before, I was like super fixated on that race for Summer ESA 2019. And the thing is that I was grinding for months, day in, day out. When I was not streaming, I was still practicing. I wanted to win that race. I was like super fixated on that. And because of that, I actually burned out 3 weeks before actually ESA happened. And if you're burned out on a game, you're not play as well. And when you take that small break, it has to be, it can be a few weeks. Just play another speed game, just play something else, or just chill. It is all good, you know. But if you take a small break, it can really help your mindset mentally. And I have streams when I came back and just got PBs like the day that I came back, or just a few days after. My sub 12 in Ninja Gaiden was actually after a break, like not too long ago. Like I think I was grinding for a week and I felt super good. So don't think that if you take a break that it will actually damage you in the long run. Actually, it can actually help you. Of course, you have to de-rust a bit. Yeah, you have to get a little bit the muscle memory back. But in my experience, it will actually polish and it will actually help you go further and get better at what you're doing. And number 5, in my opinion, the most important thing is that community is everything in speedrunning. Without a community, there's, in my opinion, not a lot to speedrunning. It's all about improving, help others improve, help each other, and have fun together, you know. Of course, we have a little bit of rivalry and every now and then, just friendly rivalry, you know. But it is also important to just think this is just for fun. And if you are like getting a bigger community, that will actually help a lot. And the thing is, a good community can actually make a speedrun that is pretty hard actually a lot easier. Like once again, I'm a broken record by saying this, but with Ninja Gaiden, we have had a lot of people that just came in, because the RGL race, as we're recording right now, is in a week. After when I'm uploading this, it will be like after the race, but we have a lot of new people and we're love to help those new people with strats and explaining like how to do certain things. That is also why I made a Ninja Gaiden tutorial that you can actually just look up here, or it has to be there. I'm not sure where it's going to pop up, but that doesn't matter. The thing is, without community, there's not a lot to it. Figuring everything out yourself is not fun, in my opinion. Some people like to route and that kind of stuff, but if you do not want to reinvent the wheel, of course. And that doesn't only mean just the speed games itself. For instance, we still have marathons, right? We have GDQ, ESA. Personally, I'm in the scheduling team for BSG. And I am in the scheduling team not because for my own personal gains. I don't care if my run gets in, yes or no. Sometimes it gets in, sometimes not. Something like that is never personal, by the way, just to say. I do it for the community because, of course, BSG, normally speaking, on the on-site events are normally a lot of Dutch people. And I want to see like the Dutch speedrun community grow. And the only thing we can do that is by being inclusive and accept new people in and help them. And it doesn't matter if they get better faster than you. That means that the community is good at explaining the community well, and that the runner itself is already very passionate. And that is also so great to give the love from your speed game and give it to someone else so they also can get that passion for it. And that is what I really love about speedrunning, and that is why I think community is the best thing in the whole aspect of speedrunning actually. And those were the 5 tips. Please let me know which one is your favorite. If perhaps you don't even agree with me, let me know why you're not agreeing, or perhaps you have even a better tip. Let me know in the comments below. I would love to see what you guys are talking about. I will try to reply to as many people in the comment section, just to have a conversation going. That is the thing, I do not want to make this a one-way street, although that is a little bit weird with YouTube. It's just one video, so we can also just talk about it on my stream. If you go to twitch.tv/ShuriBear, I will stream there 5 times a week, so you can check me out right there, and you can also follow me if you like my content. But yeah, that was it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video as well, and I hope to see you next video. Have a great day.